Look, on paper, Series 1 of Doctor Who is nothing special, you know? You know, like, which one's really better, Season 1 or Season 2? Strong argument to be made for both. But there's something about the first season. You know, and the promise of Doctor Who that it could be anything. Before it had defined what Doctor Who even was. Was it a completely non-alien historical caveman time travel show? Was it some super sci-fi thing? Was it what the Edge of Destruction implied, which was it would be this super experimental kind of just amazing blend of vibes and atmosphere. Then you get Marco Polo, and it's, I think, just like the fact that the show didn't have easy footing. It could be anything, and it might be anything. There's something so exciting about that first season, you know, and after Marco Polo, which, like, it's wild that it just takes an entire 7 episodes to go on a massive journey, and it feels like you've gone on a massive journey, which, you know, I think that's a cool vibe. TARDIS team go on a big journey, you feel like going on a big journey. Then the Keys of Marinus. Again with that promise of this could be anything. Anything could happen. I love how even the Doctor isn't really the main character in so much of this, you know? You know, like, Susan is done dirty, but in Edge of Destruction, she is peak. In the pilot for the first episode, she's so good. And in the Sensorites too. Yeah, like this, the Keys of Marinus, it just promises Doctor Who could be absolutely anything. Just that sheer promise of just every week something different, you know? Is the horror going to be this guy who's, like, we're scared of our main character getting raped? Like, it's intense, you know? Like, it's sort of like all of the things that hold Doctor Who back, this just didn't have. You know, and the Reign of Terror isn't like, you know, I love the Sensorites so much. Like, I think just this deep exploration of an alien society, such an autistic alien society built on so much trust, telepathy and stuff, like, it's just incredible. And like, to have the final story just be set in the fucking French Revolution, like, it really feels like after the first season of Doctor Who, like, what more Doctor Who needs to be done? Like, it's so wonderful that more got made, but the sum is so much greater than the whole in season 1, you know? There is something so special about season 1. That pilot episode it soars so beautifully high, it's amazing. And like, yeah, I guess, like, I'm weird to not mention the Daleks much because, like, they don't feature on my radar very much in their first story, but, like, they are their own unique vibe, and that's really cool. Yeah, and like, the next season sort of gives you so many options of just different colours of Doctor Who, but it's that first season when Doctor Who could be anything, and this is the form it took. There's nothing like it, you know? It's not that the Reign of Terror is the best story ever. It's that the Reign of Terror is the kind of final chapter of this amazing show that, like, is such a variety, jam-packed with so much difference. It's like, like the exciting promise of Doctor Who that it could be anything. I feel that more in season 1 than I do anywhere else in Doctor Who, you know? There is something so special about season 1 that I don't think people give it credit for. Because it's not about the quality of the stories so much, although the stories are quality. Sense I yearn for so much, such a good story. Yeah, I don't know, you know. Season 1. Incredible. And you know, season 2 has just plenty of great stuff. And you know, they expand on it in amazing ways. But ultimately, it feels like season 2 it knows what Doctor Who is. And it's like, okay, let's play a round of that. Season 1, what is Doctor Who? It's such an undefined show. What is it? I love season 1 of Doctor Who. I think it's so great in just a way that you can't just touch, you can't grasp. You know, there's a vibe to it, you know. There's something so thrilling about the first 3 stories and how, I just love how it culminates in the Edge of Destruction and all of the relationships leading up to that point. The Doctor is awful in that story. But we don't know the Doctor, and what we do know is, we shouldn't like him. It's such a precious moment in Doctor Who when the Doctor isn't right, and the show doesn't even focus on the Doctor being right. You know, he's just a fucking pitiable dick. And to have the show just obsessed with the Doctor throughout its time, to start with just this guy who's just... I think Edge of Destruction is just so good. I love it. It's tasty, you know, it's got atmosphere. It's everything I want in Doctor Who, you know. God, it's amazing. And I think Edge of Destruction is something that can only happen in season 1, you know. This is Doctor Who, a show where almost anything can happen, and yet the things that happen up to the Edge of Destruction could never happen ever again, you know. Even the show didn't like the Doctor, thought he was a dick. Wow. I think I've only watched 1 episode of Stranger Things, maybe 2, but you know, the way that starts is just, you know, Stranger Things, you know, episode 1 is very much episode 1, right? You know, that is how the story starts. With Doctor Who, episode 1 is literally fucking anything. The Doctor Who kidnaps some teachers, and then they go fuck about with some cavemen who want to kill them, and it's an absolute horror show where they're just trying to survive. And you know, the Doctor tries to kill someone in not self-defense, just out of, he just wants to survive, and he thinks this will help to kill this helpless caveman. It's Doctor Who did not need to start this way. The whole of season 1 did not need to be like that. None of it. You know, you watch Stranger Things, and that presumably has a plot from what I hear, you know? You know, 1 episode, 1 to the next. Doctor Who just takes you on this massive journey. And it's that first season that you just never get that sense of again. That sheer sense of exploration. like, I think what's amazing about the Daleks in the context of the Caveman trilogy and the Edge of Destruction around it, it's just, I don't know. The Doctor just, he's so shit in all of these. He is a bad guy. The Daleks, everyone almost dies from radiation poisoning because of the Doctor being a dick. Like, why did Doctor Who start with this guy who kidnaps you, almost gets you killed from radiation poisoning because he just wants to explore? Like, none of this had to happen, you know? I think that's just the amazing thing about season 1, you know? Like series 1 of the new era, you know, with Rose. What have you got? So, Rose. All of these different things, you know? It's like, sure, this is like a wonderful exploration of what Doctor Who could be, but it is so... it's played out in a way that, like, you know, like, the shape of this season just feels like the shape of every season ever in Doctor Who, you know? And that first season just... it could be anything and it didn't know what it was. It didn't have that blueprint. It didn't have any sort of sense of a fun season opener, or even who the Doctor was, you know? Oh, it's so good.